One of the challenges that you have in entrepreneurship is something that doesn't get talked about enough. We usually hear a lot of people talk about the success, the fame, the wealth, the yay, all the great things of entrepreneurship, but we don't really hear a lot of people talking about what are some of the problems that come along with entrepreneurship. So one of the things that is important to consider with entrepreneurship is dealing with stress. You are guaranteed as an entrepreneur to deal with a lot of stress. So it is something you have to take into account. It's going to be hard. You're going to have to make lots of decisions. You're going to have lots of challenges that the average person might not face all the time. So you have to understand that your experience in business is going to be different than an employee's experience in business. Most of the time when you're an employee, you're just thinking about, I need to do a good job so that I don't get fired and have to look for another job. As an entrepreneur, you don't really have much a foundation to base things on. You have to figure out, how can I manage myself amid the chaos of lots of tasks, lots of things that I got to get done. It is super, super easy to feel completely overwhelmed as an entrepreneur. In fact, if you've ever felt overwhelmed as an entrepreneur, hit the like button on this post, please. Would love to just get a rating on how many people are watching that have felt completely overwhelmed. Because if you're not feeling overwhelmed, I'm not so sure you're working hard enough as an entrepreneur. Not to say you have to work hard. That's like a sign of being an entrepreneur, is working hard. But just understand that there is so much going on in a business that needs attention. That's why usually entrepreneurs wear multiple hats, because there's a lot to do. Somebody's got to do the marketing, somebody's got to do customer service, somebody's got to do inventory, somebody's got to do accounting. There's a lot of things going on. So managing this stress is a very important thing to help you in building your business better. Now think about the kind of stress you face. First thing you can do is, one, be aware of when you feel stress and what is going on that's causing that stress to happen. If you can identify, hey, here's where I'm feeling stressful, here's what's going on, here's what the triggers are, that can help you in managing your stress. Sometimes it's just getting a lot done. Sometimes it's looking at your to-do list. Sometimes it's just the random stuff coming at you and you don't feel focused or centered and everything just feels chaotic. All of that can cause stress. Getting phone calls from clients because you're afraid they're going to cancel on you or something, that can cause stress. Take the time to pay attention to what are the things that are triggering your stress. What are the things that are causing you to have that stress response inside? Sometimes that stress response can be subtle also. But it's important to understand this, because the more you understand what is causing your stress, now you can start to unravel those associations and go, okay, what could I do different? Maybe you can take that task and assign it to somebody else. Have them do it for you, that they're going to be better at it, and maybe it's not going to stress them out like it does you. That's one way to do things, get things off your plate. Another way to deal with the stress is reframe how you perceive that stressor. So if getting a phone call is a stressor, if spending time out doing sales or lead generation is a stressor, think about it and say, how can I reframe this? How can I think about this in a different way? How can I believe different about it? And sometimes it's even good to explore what do I believe in about this that causes me stress? What am I afraid of? Oftentimes, when that stress response comes in, there's some fear in there as well. It's usually because you are thinking in your mind of an outcome you want to avoid, but you're fixated on that negative outcome. And unfortunately, when you fixate on a negative outcome, you oftentimes get it. So if that's the case, take the time to reframe that and go, what is the outcome I want to have? And take the time to focus on that outcome to help you in being better at managing your stress and helping you to uncouple and unhook the challenges in your life that are causing you stress, and think about, how can I look at this in a different way to make it less stressful for me?